Good morning, guys. Guys, we have to declare the income tax in our organization because every organization asking to declare either new regime or old regime because based on that, your tax will be computed for financial year 25-26. And once we select new or old regime, we cannot change for this financial year, but there is option to change during the ITR return. That would be after April 26. But I would suggest or I would recommend based on the calculation or computation which I did in the Excel based on the budget declared in the Feb 25 by our finance minister. So I did the calculation old regime versus new regime with one of the example of gross salary and exemption and deduction, and accordingly tax is computed. But I would suggest or recommend that you can select new regime based on your tax computation because you will definitely save the tax in the new regime. Otherwise there would be a lot of confusion is getting created which one we have to select. So wisely do the calculation in your own Excel and then you select whichever is best, but I'm definitely sure that new regime would save that your tax. So this is the calculation of old regime versus new tax regime. So this will very clear understanding or whichever doubt you have, this Excel or calculation which I'm going to present in this call will clarify your all the doubts because most of the time it is confusion is there whether we have to select new tax regime or old tax regime, right? So I will brief first on the old tax regime and then new tax regime whichever for financial year 25-26. Okay, so this is the you can see the gross salary without exemption. You can check your latest salary slip. In that salary slip, the whatever gross salary without exemption mentioned, that you can consider as gross salary. Next, if you see the gross salary after exemption, that is this. I have applied the formulas in this sheet. So this, if you see, this is coming like total allowance. So I have given few of the example like this allowance like Sodexo, children allowance, and if there are any miscellaneous, that total amount is 33,533 or the uh, allowance, and that is deducted from gross salary. Gross salary was 21 lakh 33 533. Okay, this is sample. Okay, one of the example I'm giving. Okay, and once you deduct that, it is coming gross salary after exemption 21 lakh. So these in the old regime there are 50,000 standard deduction. Professional tax is also deducted 2,500, and as you know that in under 80C or you can say chapter VIA, there is maximum limit of 1,50,000. That also I have calculated here. Then 80D, that is medical claim policy, 50,000 example I have taken here, so that if there is any change you can also add that another 25,000. Okay, but 50,000 example I have considered. Then then loss from property or you can say home loan interest under section 24, that is maximum limit or capping is 2 lakh. If you see the total saving or deduction, that sum is coming 4,52,500. That is total deduction I have considered in the old tax regime, and after the total deduction, it is actually your taxable income is coming as 16,47,500. Okay, so this is the total taxable income coming for computation of tax regime for old tax. Okay, as you know, for financial year 25-26, tax slab is 0 to 2,50,000. Tax slab is 0. Then 2 lakh to 2,50,000, 1 to 5 lakh, it is 5%. 5 lakh, 1 to 10 lakh, 20, and about 10 lakh, it is 30%. So I have just computed here based on this tax slab. In 2 lakh 5 to 5 lakh, it is coming 12,500. Then 5 lakh to 10 lakh, it is coming 1 lakh, and then above 10 lakh, it is coming uh, 1 lakh 94,250. If you see, there is a formula applied because about 10 lakh there would be 30% bracket, and that calculation we have to do. About your taxable salary income is 16 lakh 47, right? So and about 10 lakh only we have to consider. Already 10 lakh we have considered here. So the about 10 lakh value is 6,47,500, right? So this formula I have applied here because we have to consider only about 10 lakh value. So that is coming 6,47,500, and total tax payable amount is coming 3,06,750. And as you know, education CS is 4% on tax amount, that is also coming 12,270, and total tax payable as per old regime is coming 3,19,020 rupees. If we compare this with new tax regime, in the new tax regime which was finance minister declared the budget in Feb 25, as per that the slab got changed. So 0 to 4 lakh it is 0%, 4 to 8 lakh it is 5%, 8 to 12 lakh it is 10%, and then 12 to 16 15%, and 16 to 20 lakh it is 20%. If it is above 20, or you can say 20 to 24, it is 25%. So same I have computed here how much value is coming, like 4 to 8 it is coming 20,000, then 8 to 12 it is coming 40,000, then 12 to 16 it is 60,000, 16 to 20 it is 80,000. Here you have to just calculate, because I have given the example, but you can calculate from based on your gross salary. For that you have to just see this number, how this number I have calculated here, what I did here. So I have calculated amount above 20 lakh, because we are considering the amount above 20 lakh only as per your gross salary. Okay, your amount is coming 58,533, that is above 20 lakh. How that calculation done? Just to see the example. In new tax regime there is exemption or deduction is no, we cannot do any deduction or exemption in new tax regime, but there is one good option which you have also seen. The standard deduction is 75,000, whereas in old standard deduction was 50,000. So gross salary after standard deduction is coming here. If you see the formula, it is gross minus standard deduction, that is 75,000, and it is coming 20 lakh 58,533, right? So we have to consider only about 20 lakh, because we are considering in the 20 to 24 lakh bracket. So it is 58,000 only, right? So this is the tax computed for 58,000. If you see the tax payable amount, it is coming 2,14,633, and education CS is 4% on tax payable, that is 8,585, and tax payable as per new regime is coming 2,23,219 rupees, right? So that means here clearly the difference is showing, like in new tax regime your tax is going 2,23,000, whereas in old regime your tax would be applicable as 3,19,000. That means there is a difference of, we can say, 95,000. Here also formula applied, difference of 95,801, and that is yearly. Okay, if you calculate monthly how much you are saving using new tax regime, it is 7,983 rupees you are saving if you are selecting new regime, because as you know, every organization is asking all the employee to select new or old tax regime to declare for financial year 25-26. So it is, I would recommend based on your calculation, whichever is there on the screen, you can also do in your own way in the Excel, and accordingly you can calculate. And I'm sure that in new tax regime you would also save the amount as compared to the old. So I would recommend you all do this calculation in your own way, and if you face any queries or any issues, let me just ask on the channel, so that I would respond as soon as possible. Best of luck, and thank you for watching this session. So that